Hello! So I'm gonna try and keep this channel going. I am back in Australia. There are a lot of things that I miss in America, a lot of people that I miss as well. Disney's always gonna have my heart. The ship contract was definitely an experience, one that I'm forever grateful for. If I do get offered another one, we'll see. But at this point, there's a lot of things in Land has that I really appreciate and I'm willing to work just as hard for, I guess. One of the things are cinemas and being able to watch movies that you want to watch at your choice, not the 5, 10 movies that are played on the 4 different channels. And I recently saw one that I've been wanting to see forever. It's called Holding the Man, an Australian theater piece originally translated into a movie. I remember reading the script in a Catholic school, and it was about 2 boys who fell in love in the 70s, and they went to a Catholic school. And when I was reading it, I was like, oh no, what am I doing? But I was really excited that they made this into a film, and I think it did its job well, translating it into a movie. Ryan and Craig, who play the leading roles, amazing, amazing. They did Timothy really well, John really well. The design of the film, it was set in the 70s and it jumped back and forth over about 2 decades, 3 decades, 70s to about early 90s, and it explores their relationship and people coming to terms with AIDS and understanding it. So watching it in today's context, it's very, yes, we get it, but I guess you need to understand where we come from to appreciate what we have now. And while a lot of the things in the film may have been cliched, like, oh, a gay couple broke up and now they're having sex with all these different people, oh, and then they get back together, and it's very typical of a homosexual relationship. But it's no different to a straight relationship, except that these people have a larger issue that they were dealing with at the time and that no one really understood and were trying to figure out. And it showed the loyalty that they had with each other, and it's a heart-wrencher. The overall sentiment of the film is a heart-wrencher. But I don't know if as visually it pulled off what it could have done as a play because of the jumping back and forth. It was a little jarring to me, like 1 minute you're in 1989 and you're going back to 1970 something, and you have to really pay attention to the film to realize where the connections were being made, because it's they fall in love, then they're living together, then they go to the clinic, then they go flashback to when they were at university and they had a brief stint and they were meeting all these guys, and you've got to really pay attention to it. It didn't help that the movie cut out about halfway through, and it was, at one point it felt appropriate, because at first the sound cut out at a really intense part, and I thought maybe this was part of it because it really affected me. I was like, what are they saying? What are they saying? But no, the film cut out. And, maybe because I was in a trendy area, I was like, oh, look how hipster the film is. No, bitch, the equipment wasn't working. One of my favorite scenes in this film was between Timothy and his dad, played by Guy Pearce. I was sitting there by myself, tearing up, not quite dealing with it. Basically, his father, his kind-hearted father, in the 70s and 80s, when the whole gay issue was still being understood, at a reception, pulled his son into a dance. A father and son dance. Too much. And I was in the cinema crying, not dealing with it, and there were all these gay couples around me, and I was like, I like the film. I would rather see it adopted into a theater performance piece than I do want to watch it again as a film, but it's very important to watch. And it's based on a true story, based on actual events, which is what the hardest part is. It's not a cliche. This happened to people who lived. It wasn't a story loosely based on people's lives. This is what happened to Timothy and John. And thank you for writing something like that, Mr. Conograve. I really appreciate it, and it shaped me as a person when I first read it. I'm glad it was made, and I hope you're proud of it. This is the Kenny Chronicles reviewing something. Hopefully I'll do more silly videos, and my 10th video will be a reward. It's something I made a couple of years ago, and it's based on one of the trips I did. Alright, love piece of chicken grease, you know what to do. Like me, hate me, rate me, eat me, subscribe to the Chronicles.